Just the fact of how I even got into college was basically a 1 in a million chance. Very lucky. Got offered a scholarship like maybe 3 or 4 days before school started, just because they saw me off of a random website where I was an unsigned senior still available. You always got to find a way to be grateful, because that's what helps you keep going. Grateful and humble, but never complacent.
Bryce Cotton was only offered one college scholarship from PC, where 4 years later he turned out to be an All-American and one of the best players in program history.
Bryce Cotton, a back-to-back first-team All-Big East pick, and the league's leading scorer as a junior.
It was just a shock, and it was like, wait a minute, this was supposed to be Providence happening all over again, and that was the first time in my life I felt my hard work wasn't vindicated. Even though I was blessed to do all these different things, I'm not naive to know like all these crazy accidents that happened to give me an opportunity. So it's like, yeah, I could be high and mighty, but you know, I know like it was just a lot of luck falling my way. So that's kind of what keeps me humble no matter what success I have. Because I know, you know, I was very lucky to just get my foot in the door.
No win now, Ian.
After listening to him, he's very, very humble, and I think it's a very good thing because many people are not like that. And to hear him talk and hear him like his story and everything is very inspiring.
You know, you don't get to see people like this very often, and sometimes it's good to see people grounded, so the kids can understand that it's not all about the hype. It's about understanding that everyone can achieve it, and that to achieve it, you have to follow those principles in life.
Stag it, flip, stag it, flip, stag it, flip.
I like those ones, like all the different colors on the top.
Bro, I know exactly what you mean.
I remember, you know, nobody, like it's so weird like being out here in Australia and people make such a big deal of me out here and talk about me as, you know, a pretty good player. And I never heard that growing up, like never. I heard it from the neighborhood, but like coaches and people that can actually help you advance, I wasn't hearing that. And I was, you know, always being doubted. So I know what it's like to have nobody in my corner other than my family and close friends. And then when the success comes, seeing so many people come out of the woodworks, it's another reason why I'm just so withdrawn, because I know what's fake and I know what's real. And that's why it's never about proving people wrong. Knowing that I carry a lot of I guess the baggage from my past, being overlooked and having that chip on my shoulder, always feeling like I have something to prove. So every game to me is personal, and it's not, you know, personal I guess towards my competitors, but it's personal to myself. Is I don't care so much about proving other people wrong as I do proving myself right. That's my why, proving myself right. So it's easier to shut out any type of negativity. When I was very sick, I started around the age of 9, like I got a rare form of epilepsy, and it just progressively kept getting worse. The doctors didn't know what it was at the time, and knowing, I think once I turned 16 or 17, I found out that the doctors had told my mom when I was 9 or 10 for her to start planning for the funeral, because I wasn't gonna make it past 6th grade. And that would have meant I would have died at 11. So 11 means a lot to me. That's why I wear the number. It's also why I always feel like, you know, you got one life to live, so make it count. And then also just the struggles of having the pressures, I think, of knowing you don't have a lot of money growing up. So for me, I always felt just like I would assume any other kid in my neighborhood, thought sports was their way out. And we knew, like me and my brother, we knew like, okay, if you don't get a scholarship, you're not going to college. You can't afford to go to college. And then if we don't go to college, you know, okay, what are you going to do with your life? Like you don't have a lot of opportunities out there. So just feeling that pressure your whole life of, okay, I'm going to play basketball. This has to work. And there's so many different distractions around you in this neighborhood where you can, you know, take so many different wrong paths. But I think for me personally, the thing that I had, maybe some of my other friends didn't, was guidance. And I had some examples in my family with older cousins or just people we knew around the neighborhood of this is what you don't do. And at the time, I was the baby of the family. My brother really looked out for me, like, look, this is where I messed up, this is where our cousins messed up, or his friends, whatever it was, this is where they messed up. You're not gonna do this. You focus on playing basketball, all this other stuff that everybody's doing, you leave that alone. Some of my friends didn't have that type of guidance, you know, so it's easy to get caught up in those types of things, but my brother looking out for me, and then just that, like I said, that neighborhood just always keeping an eye on me and knowing I just love basketball, that helped me overcome a lot of hardships that come with being in like an underprivileged neighborhood. So yeah, I guess that's my idea of what pressure is like, knowing that you have a goal that takes your whole life basically to get there, and if it doesn't work, you're stuck here in this area pretty much for good. So if I'm in a game with, you know, we're down 1 or 2 points and, you know, I got to make these free throws or something, that's not pressure. Like, I already did the hard part, and that was to get here. So now it's just trying to maintain and stay here as long as possible. Well, where we grew up, we call it 4th Ave. So I would love to just send a thank you to everybody in 4th Ave. And my brother, he's 8 years older than me. So my brother was pretty respected around there, and everybody knew me as, you know, that's such and such's little brother. And just knowing that people looked after me because I was my brother's, you know, baby brother, that felt good, you know, and, you know, I looked up to my brother so much as a kid. You know, I looked at him as a superhero at times, and wanting to make him proud and things of that sort. And then obviously his friends and my friends around the neighborhood, like, they all just kind of supported me, and they just saw how much I love basketball, how much I worked at it, and knowing that, you know, to be where I'm at now, it's not normal for where we're from. It just means everything for the support that I had from not only my friends, but just everybody in that area growing up, and even still getting that support to this day. Sometimes if I run into them when I'm back home, it means everything to me. And I would say, outside of just my love for basketball, being from that neighborhood motivates me so much to just keep pressing, because I have no idea when a story like this would happen with somebody from that neighborhood again. So it's like, while we have it right now, I want to make this run last as long as possible. This is tough. These are gross. Yo, I might snag one of these. Oh, like the actual.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
Probably game one.
Damn. That's what's up. Oh, this the one.
No, the game thing?
Oh, the game. Yeah, it's been around. There's people that have it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Oh! That's damn close. That was damn close.
Damn, should I go for one more time? Should I go for the Kobe's? No, I'm going the same one.
Just watch the whole game, that's all I got to say. BC's not winning this game.
It's going off the bank.
Way to come back. That's how we get it done, man. That's how we get it done. Easy.